I'm your host, Regina Young, and today's guest is Dara Goldberg. How are you, Dara?
I'm great. How are you, Regina?
Oh, very good. And I'm so glad that we met through a mutual friend and kind of linked us together. Today's topic is loving midlife. Yes, great topic.
Love it.
But before we get started, what kind of tea are you drinking?
Ooh, good one. I have a cup of chamomile tea. It's my
Awesome.
favorite, and I drink it usually at night to calm me down. And yeah, but I loved having a reason to have it in the middle of the day for
Day.
our recording.
Absolutely. It's totally a great thing for helping to calm the nerves like that. Well, today I'm drinking super fruit green tea. And
Ooh,
actually, yeah, it's a wonderful green tea. I'm drinking it in my Tea Time Midlife Edition mug with my
love
lipstick
it.
mark right on it.
That's great.
Well, it helps for with the benefits of inflammation, mental alertness, and help with weight loss. But check with your herbalist or doctors. Make sure it fits in your health regimen. Yeah,
Mm, good.
definitely. But I just wanted to start off with loving midlife. When I saw that, I was like, finally, someone saying they're loving it. It's not a crisis.
Yay.
It's not a breakdown. It's not a whatever. Just loving
Mhm.
it. Loving midlife. What do you mean by that?
I That's a great question, and I could give you the long answer or the short one. I'll start with the short one, which is, and I think society tells all of us, not just women, that once you hit your 40s, it's all downhill and growth stops. It's all, health decline and mental clarity decline, and,
Yes.
life starts to fall apart. And there's no um, denying the fact that there's plenty of challenges, right? Aging
Sure.
isn't easy, but there's so much more to it. And for so many women, even going through difficult times,
Yeah.
I hear and I see these inner resources, this bastion of wisdom and a capacity for even deeper friendships and love relationships. And I I went through my own, what you said so well, not midlife crisis, but midlife growth spurt. I'm 56 now, and I
Ah.
was 42
Mm.
and had absolutely loved the career I had built. I was, started a firm with two other people in the 90s, and it was killing it. The money was good, the
Yeah.
work was meaningful, you name it. And yet, all of a sudden, or it felt like all of a sudden, it wasn't lighting me up at all. Like I didn't want to go to work, even though I loved my colleagues. I felt like I was doing poor work. And
Yes.
I went, where so many of us go. I thought it was me. I blamed myself. How could I not love this anymore? And after getting help and doing a deep dive of my own, so many conversations while running with myself, I realized society is telling me I'm falling apart, but
Exactly.
I'm not. I've changed.
You're
And
transitioning. Yeah.
yeah, and my sense of purpose and what lights me up and gives me that foundational need for meaning has shifted.
Absolutely. It's the midlife pivot. That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Like
yeah,
there's that pivot where what you're currently doing is no longer working. It's almost to the point of being bankrupt, where all of a sudden who you were from the past, it's not lighting you up. You don't want to be that anymore. You want
yeah,
to have something more bigger, more a sense of your new self, of what's emerging, like you were saying, a growth spurt. And I love that word
yeah.
growth spurt. What is a growth spurt? I've
I
never
th-
heard someone say that around midlife.
and that's what I feel needs to change, because why is it that we celebrate, young kids and
Yeah.
teenagers and young adults for all their growth, and then society tells us that there is no more growth and there's nothing to celebrate, as we move into our 40s and beyond. And we have milestones too. We have,
Yes.
and I don't mean just we get remarried or we, take an adventure trip. I mean
Yeah.
the inner milestones, like I'm willing to be vulnerable in ways I never have been. That's a
Yes,
milestone,
very much
right?
so. Wow. 'Cause I
Yeah,
really think that is so important to hear because I've never hear about the internal milestones of one
right.
being vulnerable, being open and curious at this point
Yes.
in life. It's like being
Malleable,
coachable.
whatever word.
Exactly, it
Yeah,
is.
that's a
Agile,
great word.
any agile, whatever word fits. That
Yep.
is really the milestones you're pointing at. So I
Yep.
got that. Wow. That's really great.
I,
Yeah. And
you
like you were
said it.
saying, yeah, like you were saying that it's like when you were young, we were so open. Everybody was like, "Oh, there's a term for that. That's called puberty." We're open.
Right.
Yeah, there's enough space and place for that to be okay. But in midlife, not so okay. Like no
Right.
space, no grace, no place for that, you know?
And it's clearly a deficit rather than a strength. And, the emotions surrounding this, and I hope, you know, that your listeners really hear this, because
Mm-hmm.
the emotions when you're going through a shift in purpose or, feeling lost are
Yes.
real and they're not easy. But the way I like to think about it is the emotions are the data that are telling you
Mm,
you're having a growth spurt. And so if you can not get mad at yourself or manage the emotions behind them, is the growth. And
yes.
you said it so well, which is you are in that uncomfortable, I call it in
Yes.
between space, right?
Yeah.
Between or what gave you meaning and what will. You don't yet know,
Exactly. That is
right?
really, really great. So, do you feel you should give yourself permission in midlife to be
Yeah.
curious to whatever that is?
Yep. I love that. Yep. You said it. It's it's literally giving yourself permission to not know, to feel uncomfortable, to reach out for support, right? And I
Absolutely.
think that's, you and I love to talk about community. And one of
Yes.
the key pieces of, getting through a growth spurt is finding women who are also in midlife and beyond, who may be going through one or have been through one or haven't. And it's such an amazing connection to just be with women who get it, you
That
know?
is real. Yeah, that is one of the things why Tea Time has Midlife Edition has come to pass is because of literally I was going through that same process of
Mm.
looking for the answer of what's going on and not having someone like family members readily beside me who were
Mhm.
still alive or had gone through menopause. I did not have those options. So
Mhm.
that I looked for a community, found one at work, and literally started having tea at 3 in the afternoon. And that's how
Oh,
Tea Time Midlife Edition came to pass. But yeah, that is so powerful is to find your community. So what message do you think society is saying to us in midlife? Because um, especially they don't seem to advocate us being together. It's like it's isolating and alone. It seems to be the message that I'm getting. I don't know how you're receiving it, but that's the message I've been getting. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really tough because I think, the feeling invisible and
Yes,
feeling of less value, and also ageism in the beauty industry is a big area of
very much so.
my work, and the beauty industry telling women that their beauty declines with age, like these are real stereotypes and
Yeah.
biases. And I think it's so important for us women to choose
Yeah.
not to believe them and to recognize their society's own conjured up,
Yeah.
contrived um, false assumptions. And I'm not saying, again, it's worth repeating, midlife and beyond and getting older isn't all fun and games,
Absolutely.
but society tells us not to recognize or celebrate the great things, right?
Yeah.
Like how much wisdom we have,
Forget
what
it.
a greater capacity, for empathy, for um, all of it. I can't even
You forget it
list,
all. Yeah.
right?
Just being generous, like having a
Yeah.
space to be generous, that
Yes.
is huge. And what is missing in society right now, like giving people space to just be the way they are, the way they're not. But as you get
Yes.
older, you just accept them. They're older. We accept them. Well, what if you did
Yep.
that all the way through? Why do we have to wait till we get older to now accept them? That just
Right.
doesn't work. But that, speaking of the work that you do with the Endless Beauty Collective, is that a campaign? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I guess you could call it, the way I describe it is it's a platform,
Mhm.
it's a community, and it's a movement, or a
Got it.
mission. And the reason for the name, I should say,
Yes.
Endless Beauty, is because the beauty industry is making a mint off of telling us that our beauty declines with age and
Mm-hmm.
that, we need to hide it and feel ashamed of it and do whatever we can
Yeah.
to avoid the unavoidable.
Yeah.
And it's time to take the power back. And we never got to decide beauty standards in the first place. And I don't call it redefining, it's defining
Yes.
what beauty is for the first time and have it be our choice, not the industry's, choice. And
Absolutely.
I think there's a key role for the industry. I love hair care, skin care, makeup. I
Exactly.
love it. I just want, brands to see their role as helping me stay healthy, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
looking and feeling as beautiful as I am forever, as opposed to purely problem focused. And we're
Yes.
going to solve your aging problems. So I want women, thousands upon thousands of women to join me in this because that's how change happens,
A-
right? And you
a-
know it.
absolutely. It's all about pro aging. We're no longer
Yep.
buying into we're declining, we're invisible, we're just not relevant. That's an old story, you know,
Yes.
and that we no longer have power or value. When in reality, we have the most wisdom we've ever had, and we are the most grounded
Yeah.
with a little bit of community, a little bit of help with our nutrition and changing things that really just help you and feel your best.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I love your motto, invincible, not invisible. Wow.
Thank you.
That's it in a nutshell, right there.
I want us all to feel that way. I really
Yeah.
do because we deserve it, right?
Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
are it. Yeah.
We are part of it. Or do you
Yeah.
consider yourself a pro ager?
I do, in that I think the word anti is to be opposed. So to be anti-aging, or I mean, I don't even know how that came to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when I say pro-age, I don't mean, again, that I want to speed up the aging
Yeah.
process. I want to be in favor of women having, and men, but women having
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful experience of getting older and recognizing the beauty of it. And I love that word,
Mm-hmm.
and not just the challenges. That to me is the broader meaning of pro age.
Yes,
So,
I definitely get that. A question I wanted to ask: how can people participate in the Endless Beauty Collective? Is there goal to get to? Is there a website? Like all that? Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking. The website is endlessbeautycollective.com. And what it's two parts to it, and they're both key to change, to creating change. One is the grassroots piece of all of us women coming together and using our voices and our wallets to say no to brands that use language like anti-aging, youth serum, look young forever, age defying. These are all messages that tell us we're the problem, right? We're the problem because we're aging, and they are the solution to our problem.
Yeah.
We need to take ownership of and decide what not a problem is, but our needs and our interests.
Fair to say.
And change that language. So to join the collective, via the website, but not just that, meaning don't just become part of my hopefully wonderful newsletter and get it, but rather do say no if you can, and do voice the need for change and what it would look like. That's really helpful. Yeah. And on the site is, and I want it to get bigger and bigger, it's a guide called the EBC, Endless Beauty Collective Guide to Pro-Age Beauty Brands. So they're beauty brands that truly believe women's beauty is endless, and their role is to help us stay beautiful, or stay feeling and looking beautiful, and to help with our health issues. I mean, menopause is finally becoming something people talk about, and there's products that are amazing out there.
Yes.
That's pro-age.
Yes. So can you name a few of the brands that we would know that literally advertise and, basically cater to our lifestyle versus just, our problems?
Yeah. And if you read their story and messaging, it'll make you feel so good. So great. Studio 10 is one. Maison 276.
Absolutely.
Better Not Younger. Stripes, Naomi Watts' brand. They are very outspoken that they are all against, they're anti-aging.
Yeah.
Let me say that. And there are so many. Like, I think in the guide right now, I have about 30, and I identify more every day. Like, it's
very
just
great.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yes, and that is because that gives us a place to put our money where our mouth is. So
and to celebrate them. That's
exactly
the other piece.
Absolutely, because they are encouraging us to stand up and be our true selves. I use Maison 276 for my hair, for the silver hair. So it's a great brand for sure.
It is. I agree.
I know we are drawing to a close. Can you once again say how people can get a hold of you if they wanted to reach out to you directly?
Love it. You can either go to my website, endlessbeautycollective.com, or email me anytime, all the time, at Dara, Dara, at Lovin, without the G. So it's Lovin midlife.com. Or Instagram, I'm on it all the time. It's at Dara Does Midlife.
Awesome. Well, Dara, it has been my pleasure. Truly.
You're amazing. You are.
This is very exciting. We have avenues to take actions on brands, solicit and be a part of your campaign or your profile, like what you're building there, which is Endless Beauty Collective. That's exciting. Look forward to talking to you again. Be well. Cheers.